everyone. Welcome back to the ROC Texas State Championships, sponsored by TCGplayer.com and brought to you by Space Cadets Gaming. This stream is brought to you also by Nerd Thug Radio. I'm Cole Baldridge, and joining me in the booth is
Angry Zach.
Nice to meet you, man. All right, so
we're ready here for the Elite Eight. I'm excited.
Give me your first impressions of the matchup, what we've gotten so far. What can you expect from the top 8?
It's been a lot of activity, but it's been a lot of the same characters over and over. So I'm seeing a lot of the same characters used in a lot of different ways, which is exciting to watch in and of itself, but I'm hoping with the Elite Eight we see some new characters introduced and some more exciting strategies being played. Indeed.
And let's cut over to our first top 8 match right now. Coming up the table, we have Dustin Cedars versus Drew Warren. Now, to go over, Drew's been on the stream before, so we'll go over the team real quick just to remind you. He is playing Jakeem Thunder with the Supreme Intelligence, Mr. Mixablitz, Moloch with a Proteus, Solaris, and the Pin Pocket Tank. Dustin Cedars is playing Serpent Spider-Man, the Penguin at 40 points, two Gertrude Yorks and Old Lace, Nighthurst, the Penguin from Joker's Wild Fast Forces, Joker's Wild number 2 Harley Quinn, the Sinestro Retaliator, Justice League Teleporter with Swordsman, Hawkman, the Atom, Green Lantern, Doctor Strange, and Lex Luthor ID cards. Wow.
What a huge team.
That is not something that we have seen before.
It's almost like he's just throwing as many bodies at it as he can.
I know, he decides to take something quite innovative. It looks like he is going to opt for a token strategy. He's going to use a lot of pogs and going to try to swarm out Jakeem.
All right. So we're ready to get going, I think.
All right. Yeah, let's take a look at that and fire it off.
We're right about 44 minutes in now, 44 minutes to go. Everybody's kind of set up and ready to go on the board. So what are we seeing first from Dustin on his side?
All right, well, Dustin is quite the crowd right now. He looks like he's going to just set up his own. He's just getting everything set up right now. So since he has a lot of pogs, he's going to have a lot of moving parts. And especially without something that enables more actions like leadership, he's going to be spending a lot of turns just getting his force moved across the field. It's going to be interesting that this indented hindering terrain right here should pose. I mean, it's not going to be an issue for a flyer like Jakeem, though. For a number of pogs, it'll be interesting to see how that terrain plays an impact in the match.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see against Solaris on the board, my favorite hard jello, one-eyed chestnut character that's just enormous on the board. Who's that big yellow guy over there on the left?
That is Sinestro.
Oh, Sinestro.
Let's take a look at what he has.
He's a fun guy.
Yeah, he's one of the new convention exclusive Colossal Retaliators.
All right.
Let's see.
Sinestro, as you know, was played by Ryan Reynolds in the Green Lantern movie.
What was that Green Lantern? Anyway. All right, so Sinestro.
It's a strange casting choice, I thought, but it was, all in all, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Would watch again.
All right, so what do we have here is, for 25 points, we have 10 range, 3 targets, 9 attack, 9 movement, 10 attack, 17 defense, and 2 damage with Perplex. He has traded Armored Immunity, which means he can't be targeted by Exploit Weakness, Incapacitate, Mind Control, or Penetrating Psychic Blast.
Wow.
And he has a Colossal Retaliation ability that says it targets the character who hit it and all characters adjacent to that character. Hit characters are dealt 3 damage instead of normal damage and can't make attacks during their next turn.
Seems kind of risky to ever attack Sinestro then.
I mean, even if you just attack... if you attack one of the pogs, that's going to trigger retaliation too. And because Drew is going to run a 10-ball style team, and any one of his primary attackers being taken out for a turn can't make any attacks could set him back a bit.
All right.
Now, on the other hand, the Solaris and its Colossal Retaliation could play an interesting factor against all the pogs, because once they they're given action tokens to give a pushing damage, then they're just off the map, and Justin's going to have to recoup that and build up his army again.
Interesting choices made. What about that cluster of characters above Sinestro to his left?
Okay, so that's going to be the main force of all of his characters. So here we have Night Nurse. We see in 2 Gertrude Yorks and Old Laces.
Oh, love to see a dinosaur on the board.
All right, so we're seeing the same healing loop that we've seen in previous matches.
Yeah.
We have the Penguin that pops out. We're on Robo Penguins. it looks like we also have a Lex Luthor. There's a Harley Quinn. There is a Harley Quinn, and it looks like there could be a Lex Luthor. I am not sure. It doesn't list on the.
So 2 Penguins, a Harley Quinn, an Atom, and Sinestro, plus a Justice League teleporter.
Yes. Now the teleporter is going to be interesting. He's probably not going to be calling people. He's probably not going to be. Lex Luthor is an ID character, so he's probably not going to be calling a lot of people off of the ID, off the table. I mean, if it is, it's going to be in a more supportive role, so you could expect to see him just to roll a lot of inspiration, just to try to get attributes and stuff from the table that's going to buff him up. Because if you roll for the inspiration on the round table, then all of the friendly characters will get that ability.
Gotcha.
For example, he has a the Atom ID. That'll give everybody a free action by tiny size until your next turn.
There's a huge leap all the way across the board that's being contemplated right now.
I know it is.
Curious to see what that happens, what that turns into.
I don't want to join us. All right, fine. All right, so let's take a see what he's going to see right here. Jakima's going to be cutting through a lot of 0-point pieces right now in order to make it to the in order to carry this out as a victory.
Who's Jakita?
Jakita? I meant to say Jakeem.
Oh, we got a Jakeem on the board again. Something new and original. That's exciting.
Indeed, it's the tried and true of this meta. All right, so we look like we're trying to...
Checking some line of sight on some stuff. That's neat.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to do something with the Serpent Spider-Man.
I always like to see a snapback lanyard getting a lot of use outside of an office environment.
Indeed. They're quite common to see around in these Clicks matches.
Yeah.
He's packing in a surprising amount of perplex and modifiers around. It's kind of impressive to see. If I'm not mistaken, Harley Quinn has perplex. Sinestro has perplex. The Fast Forces Penguin will give a character +1 to attack and range. Let's see, yeah, 25 points of perplex on the Harley. So that could potentially buff up a lot of just increased attacks enough. Because the thing with these smaller pods is a lot of the times they have low combat values relative to trying to get stuff done. So if that's your main strategy, then you need something to increase them to make them more formidable.
My understanding that the perplex move actually allows you to slap your opponent in the face while you're playing to disorient them. Is that correct?
You're going to have to get a judge call on that one.
Fair enough. Sure. We'll look into it later on. I do like to see a perplex, though. I do like it when tabletop games become physically interactive as well.
I guess you can call that full contact tabletop game.
Exactly. I like to see some full contact HeroClix.
Man, we have we have the lonely little penguin out there next to Team Jakeem. I'm not sure what Dustin's intentions are with that. All right, let's see.
What's Dustin's plan here?
Looks like Dustin's planning on taking out the Colossal Solaris right now, which would be a smart move. It would put him ahead in points, and it does take out something that could cause him a lot of headache down in the future. However, if he does attack Solaris and miss, then that means Solaris will come back and take out the Pog, which then will result in another 15 points in Warren's favor.
Okay.
All right, and that seems to be a hit, but it's thwarted by the Mixie's die. So that's going to open up the Serpent Spider-Man to Colossal Retaliation via Solaris.
A lot of high tension in here today.
All right, looks like Penguin's going to try to gain the loyalty of the other Penguin. Okay.
So what are we seeing here? Tell me a little bit about this loyalty thing with the Penguin.
Let me pull that up real quick. So the Fast Forces Penguin is 25. He's 25 points. He's 5 attack with Force Blast, or 5 movement, 9 attack, 16 defense with willpower, and 2 damage. He has a single trait that says Deal Maker. At the beginning of the game, place a loyalty token on another friendly character's card. The character with the loyalty token modifies its attack and range values by 1. Any adjacent character can be given a free action to make a close attack targeting the penguin. If hit, place the loyalty token on the character card of the attacker's choice instead of dealing damage. When the penguin's KO'd, remove a loyalty token from the game.
So what does that mean to us?
That means right now is that he has a lot of cluster. That penguin could be a bit of a utility. Any character can be given the free action to go attack the penguin, gain the loyalty token of that character, and then have an increase in attack. For example, that could play out in Harley going from a 9 attack to something of a 10 and becoming a tertiary attacker. Night Nurse could attack the penguin and then gain a 12 attack on support. So
Sorry, attacking the penguin, aren't they on the same team?
yeah, it's a free action to make a close attack against the penguin. It's basically trying to gain the loyalty of, prove the loyalty of the penguin.
Gotcha. There is a lot happening on this board, and it is real confusing.
Indeed, it is. Let's see. Yeah, surprising to see he does not have leadership on this team. Right. So let's see.
So we're looking at Drew, at what he's doing here.
He's gonna reroll the Nixie die, and that's a 3. Now it's not really the result you want. 3 and a 4 are a little middling because they're not gonna either boost your dice to get the rolls you need, like at a 5 or 6, and they're not gonna really hamper your opponent like a 1 or a 2.
Right.
It really is situational. Now, it'll be interesting to see what strategies Jakeem comes up with in order to take down these multiple threats.
Now, does each of those little token pogs on the board attack on its own as well?
Yes, they are considered their own characters. So they act like characters that just have 1 quick life.
Gotcha. And who do they belong to?
They would be friendly to Dustin, since his characters produce them.
That's just real weird, man.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this. There's a lot happening on this board.
Well, yeah. It's kind of just seeing what it looks like Jakeem is.
There's still so much space between the two competitors here. Like, doesn't seem like they're that interested in getting close to one another.
I mean, Jakeem's going to have to take down. Oh, it looks like he's going after the penguin, little Robo Penguin. That would definitely hit.
All right.
Oh, it looks like Jakeem might have used Pulse Wave, targeting everybody. All right, so Proteus is out, and the Morlock is dead, and the Penguin is off Jakeem's back. Let's see, Solaris is going to start moving up, and
Oh, there's that big old chestnut that I like.
Solaris is retaliating against the. Uh-oh. All right, and Solaris successfully retaliated against Serpent Spider-Man, giving him an action token. So that means we shouldn't expect to see much performance from him in the next turn. Unless Dustin finds it really advantageous to push him and give Drew 15 points.
There's Jakeem coming out again.
All right, Jakeem is on the prowl. And so we can safely assume that the Supreme Intelligence that's currently assigned to Jakeem is on the click that grants him stealth and willpower.
Oh.
So that means as long as he stays in the hindering terrain, he's not going to be shot at very much. So that could provide him brief moments of cover. It could provide him moments of cover while he is advancing in on the enemy position. Now, with this kind of team, or with a swarm kind of team, you really don't want the opponent getting close to your Pog engines.
Right.
Because those are going to be the more squishy characters, the more susceptible to damage, and they're usually not great attackers on their own. Their strength comes in being able to produce a lot more tokens that can hassle up and tie up the opponent for you.
Yeah, they're your throwaways.
So Drew is definitely going to want to get to the other side of the map and try to take out as many of those soft bellies as he can. All right, so. Looks like he was rolling for, Dustin was rolling for the inspiration on his round table. Alright, so what are your thoughts of this match so far?
It's not very action-packed, and I was really looking for the Elite Eight to have a lot of violence really early on.
That's true. Maybe next round you could see we play the Super Brain team again.
Yeah, that is true. So, at what point is Sinestro going to come out here? What would you? What's the benefit of holding him back?
Right now, if he's held back, then that means if Jakeem wants to come and get it, if Jakeem wants to kill him, Jakeem would have to travel across the map and ruin his position to do so. Dustin is probably holding out for him until it's an opportune time. Under him, it's right now he's just waiting for an opportune time to just land the attack and tag all three of them as unable to make attacks on that next turn. It's going to really buy him time to get everybody out of there. And it looks like Penguin has popped out another bystander token. And it looks like Harley's going to be...
Oh, we're bringing Harley Quinn out? Is that correct?
No, it looks like a Penguin just went up and targeted, let's see.
All right.
Oh, Dustin's doing something on the board.
Dice are definitely getting rolled, as you guys can probably tell.
All right.
Lots of hand activity. It's exciting to watch.
All right, looks like both he and... Looks like it was a pulse wave attack by the Penguin hitting Mixoplit and Jakeem. Alright, so the question is, what does Drew do now?
Before I do anything else, is there anything with reaction? Proteus? What happened to the tank? Is it just like behind there and I can't see it? Yeah. It is literally just there.
Yep, I'm not sure what that blue plug is in the middle. Alright, looks like he is going to move up. I think he's going to move up one of the old laces. Alright, he's going to move in on Jakeem. Rolling shape change, and Jakeem rolled out of it. That's going to be probably Dustin's turn at that point.
This Jakeem person
Yes.
seems to be increasingly difficult to defeat. Every round, it seems like people have less and less of an idea how to deal with him, and I have no idea who this character is from comics.
I mean, you know about as much as I do. I mean, he first was printed in Origins, and then recently he was reprinted in Joker's Wild as a substantially more powerful character. So, but I don't really have an idea of who he is or what he does.
So, how can these competitors use this board to their advantage then?
It would have, right now, I would say that the advantage would be in Jakeem's favor since he is a flyer, Mixie's a flyer, he can carry everybody around, and so mobility is really on the side of Jakeem. On Dustin's side, you have the old laces, you have the penguins, you have those characters that can't really move as quickly and as efficiently as just the flyer can. So I'd say the varying elevations of terrain is probably going to work in Jakeem's favor.
Those red lines, if I'm not mistaken, are glass walls. Is that correct?
They're elevated terrain.
Gotcha.
So it looks like the outer rim is on top elevation and the bottom and the middle area is on the bottom elevation.
Looks like some sort of sarlacc pit.
I know it does, like some kind of junkyard.
He says, I don't want to waste the die. Gertrude will take one damage.
Let's see.
Gertrude clicks.
We got the judge in for a question here.
Did Jakeem or did Jakeem not do damage?
All right, so what's going on the table right now?
Not do damage, he did attack. But he didn't damage anyone. So I can't be retaliated against, correct?
All right, so yeah, Drew is wondering the minutia of when a colossal retaliation would be legal at this point.
Explain to me the colossal retaliation aspect of this.
So they all have similar wording. It's you can give them a free action if a friendly character has been damaged during their last turn, or they attack the colossal retaliator, and then they can be given a free action to be placed so that they can make a close attack targeting the character that did the damaging, or and within a certain area effect. It varies from retaliator to retaliator. For example, the Atom and Wonder Woman attack everybody within 2 squares. Solaris attacks everybody within 4 squares. And Sinestro just attacks everybody and adjacent.
So they get a free action to attack if somebody on their team gets attacked.
Yes.
That's incredible.
All right, so it looks like Drew is going to either colossal retaliate or All right, so he's trying to figure out what to do right now. He's gonna block off. He's gonna sidestep up, carrying Proteus. And Mixie's gonna take the hindering terrain. He's just slowly, progressively making his way toward the other crowd.
What's the mindset of Dustin on not spreading out his forces there? They're still in that clump.
Right now, he doesn't need. As of right now, he didn't. He didn't need to have them all clumped together, or he didn't need to move them into the water. Right now, he probably should start moving them because if they get too close to Jakeem can just go all ham on them.
Right. Seems like everybody on the is just an easy shot right now.
However, being limited with only 3 actions and having no taxis, there really aren't very many options for him to try to move everybody other than just do it one person at a time. Alright, so it looks like Solaris did a colossal retaliation targeting everybody in that crowd. So that's gonna lock down the main force for a while. Alright, Drew made an attack.
Not a lot of points gained so far in this round either.
Yeah, there really hasn't. I mean, only 1 ID card and the Morlock have been killed so far.
No, I forgot about the little Morlock there.
Yeah.
Those poor Morlocks.
So misunderstood.
They've had a rough go of it.
Indeed they have, and now they're just only useful to bring out Proteus.
Solaris is attacking Sinestro. After he already also retaliated and attacked him.
So this would be 11.
I know even breaking the wall triggers damage.
Alright, so
We've got
what do you
another
think,
judge call here.
what do you think Dustin's options are right now?
I'd say he's got to do something to get away from our chestnut friend there. And he's really boxing his guys in. Something to spread those people out and start actually attacking some of Drew's guys, I think would really be beneficial at this point.
Yeah, a Green Lantern character would be really useful right about now.
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks like another question about retaliation is going on.
Now you're just not interested in getting the game going.
supposed to be right now. Let's see.
Well, yeah, I got the one from the passport. So yeah.
I don't think you have anyone else that can get it. Oh, yeah. He's going to need charge votes.
So it looks like the judge is still working on the table.
I gotta remember this game.
Robin on 13. I like that. I don't. Fergus?
All right, so looks like judge is definitely going over that right now. So what are your impressions of the match so far?
Well, it's pretty slow going, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it certainly is. Not a lot of action going on about now. Let's see.
It makes you kind of think they're building to something, but if they don't get the lead out, they're not going to do it before the time limit hits.
That's true, and it looks like Hawken was rolling back the brought out a core rulebook, but it seems like the issue has been resolved. Well, Dustin's looking at his teleporter.
Okay, right at 20-minute mark now.
Dustin is still, or Drew's still trying to consider his options.
Free action attack your penguin to get the loyalty token.
Alright, so Dustin's trying to make a free action to take the loyalty token from Penguin, but Dustin is now reminding him that that you can only do that if you are adjacent to said Penguin. I think Drew's trying to find something. Drew's trying to find something right now to just disrupt Dustin. And I can tell you right now that when you're in this kind of situation, the pressure is high.
I imagine.
It's not like in Swiss in which you can recover from your mistakes. If you lose, you're done. So can't fault them for wanting to play extra carefully.
Right, because we're in the Elite 8 now, we're in a single elimination situation, right?
Indeed, we are. So whoever wins here is going to advance to the top 4. So let's see what we're looking at right now.
None of them dealt damage, and Solaris technically didn't deal damage, but he attacks in the
Alright, let's see. Both seem to be taking their time right now.
Yeah, there's certainly no rush on either of their parts, for considering how low scoring this game is and how little time is left.
Yeah, but at this point, all that matters is the win and not the scoring the points.
Yeah,
so
I guess that's true.
they can play a little more slowly. Okay, it looks like Dustin is rolling for inspiration on the round table. Trying to see how he can get Shaquem off his back. I wonder why he hasn't moved his Serpent Spider-Man from across the map yet.
Yeah, where is his Serpent Spider-Man?
It's far to the right of the side. It's on the right side. Yet it's been there for the past several turns.
I wonder if he's forgotten about it.
That would be quite the oversight if he did. It's a quite the versatile piece.
It's a really bad team, but I was expecting. I want to do something. Wow.
Alright, so let's take a look, and Dustin's making an attack right now. Looks like it would be, oh, and it's disrupted by Mixie.
Always coming in for the slide behind there, Mr. Mixel.
You gotta catch him off when you can't replace the die. Or if he's out of them. So right now it could be a good opportunity to go after him. Just have to see what happens. Alright, looks like there was an attempted attack. Kind of tough to see what's going on right now. Alright, so it looks like somebody's going to be attacking Solaris. And
Finally, I hate that big chestnut guy.
alright, let's see what's happening right now.
Oh.
And
Looks like we've lost Solaris from the board.
Dustin ekes ahead.
It's an exciting moment.
All right, so that does put a dent in Drew's plans, and he's going to have to try to recoup within the next 16 minutes to come out ahead. Though all he has to do is take out something that's 40 points or more, essentially.
What are his options then?
His options could be, let's take a look over and see Dustin's dial so far. So Harley Quinn is only about 3 clicks deep, though she has stealth. Same is the case for the Penguin. He has 4 clicks, but though he has top dial, he has stealth the whole way down. The Fast Forces Penguin has Force Blast, and he's 4 clicks deep. So it is possible for Jakeem to one-shot any of those 4 pieces. How come he hasn't gone and done it yet? I'm not quite sure. Maybe those old laces are really giving him that much trouble.
I do love that dinosaur. Things are getting pretty heated in here, I think.
Hoffman is on another table. Looks like Hoffman is not having a good time.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look. Okay, so Dustin is going to clear. Dustin's clearing the... All right, Drew, let's see what you have. See, it's interesting. When you're running a 10-pole piece, you run the risk of getting out-action because that large character can only take 1 action. However, with a swarm team like Dustin has, you run the opposite risk of not having enough actions to move all your pieces.
Yeah.
That's why when Avengers Assemble and Age of Ultron were legal, ant teams were particularly strong because there was a Captain America that could allow Avengers of lower point values to roll leadership. And so what one strategy was to have a Captain America and a number of Ant-Men together, and just the Ant-Men rolling leadership after leadership after leadership, and you could get as much as 6 or 7 actions in a turn. But
I love to see a board swarmed with dozens of ants.
It's not a pretty sight.
Right, it's got to be pretty terrifying.
Oh, those ants can tear you up. Although we are now in an age in which that is no longer legal or viable.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, the ants rotated out as of last June. Otherwise, they would have been a fine addition.
Have we taken Sinestro off the board?
Sinestro appears to be Sinestro is off the board.
Oh, well, that stinks. I like to see Ryan Reynolds get some action on the board.
Never got. All right, so we are 30-35.
13 minutes left.
I couldn't because I hit, but I couldn't contract the blade. That's right. You only
Okay, let's take a look and see. All right, so it looks like Penguin is off the board, has been taken out as well. So that'll be another 40 points for Drew Warren.
Oh, wow. I was just about to ask how Dustin hangs on to his tenuous lead, but that clearly is out the window at this point.
Tenuous lead is lead no more. Oh, hold up. Did Purdy's just taken off the board as well? Wow, something.
Wow.
A lot just happened. It looks like they are tied for 70-70. Okay, let's see what happens. All right, so there's been a bit of a shakeup. Dustin's not going to be able to continually stream out his Penguin bystander tokens right now, and Drew is somewhat in a tie. Drew is somewhat tied, though Jakeem still can start making picks off of the other characters. Those old laces are going to definitely be a threat for him because they're incredibly hard to kill.
Right. As all dinosaurs tend to be.
Yes,
in my experience.
So those in close proximity are going to present an issue, or they are going to present an issue for him. If he can't get away from them, then they're going to cause more damage than he may be able to recover from. However, if he's able to use the terrain to his advantage and outmaneuver both old ace bystanders, he could make short work of the team. All right, so it looks like Dustin is thinking of trying to count range.
Oh, are we getting an attack against Jakeem?
Looks like that might just happen.
Finally. Let's get that guy off the board.
Oh, I think he called in an ID. He called in the Swordsman ID character.
Oh.
It's going to give Drew another 5 points.
I don't know that we've seen the Swordsman yet in any of the matches we've watched.
Let's see what he... Yeah, you're right. Drew, he's never been called out yet. All right, let's... So there are 2 swordsmen. Let's see which one he's running. Number 36. All right, so this swordsman has 8 movement charge, 11 attack with a special power, 16 defense with combat reflexes, and 2 damage. It's a special power called It's Not Just a Sword. Swordsman can use Blades, Claws, Fangs before making a close attack. Choose one effect for the attack. Swordsman can use Blades, Claws, Fangs, and the damage dealt is penetrating damage, or the hit target is given an action token, or the hit target can't be moved or placed until your next turn.
I think we're checking the card on the Swordsman. Where is the Swordsman placed right now?
Swordsman is currently charging toward Jakeem as we speak.
Excellent.
All right, so it's going to be an 18. It's going to be an 11 attack, presumably against Jakeem's 18 defense. We'll see what option he decides to choose. All right, he's going to have to re-roll that for probability control, and that's a 5.
5 and 11.
Not quite the
Not
result.
going to get it there.
Not quite the result he wanted. Would have been interesting to see. I bet he would have opted for the penetrating damage. That would have gotten him further down the dial. All right, looks like. He's really trying to figure out what to do right now. Dustin did just give Drew the lead.
I do hate to see someone pull ahead just because of pulling in ID cards, though.
Okay, so hey, find out what their score is. All right, let's see what click the border might be on.
Ooh, Justice League teleporter.
Now it could be that Dustin reused the Lex Luthor ID card. We can't confirm that at that time. All right, we're gonna go check and see what the score is at this moment.
No, what's going on here? Somebody's
like,
trying to run away.
Looks like something is going down.
So we're gonna do. What's the defense on that guy? In that case, running shot, energy explosion, might as well. Mixie is going to
Huh?
go ahead.
And the tank.
Move. Next phasing, no big cards. And then Jake Kimmel is going to be turned into a strike.
ID card, Sinestro, Robo Penguin, and the tank. So that would be 78.
Running shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So Dustin is just barely ahead now that we've taken the Pym tank off the board as well. Looks like Drew's getting very animated on his attack.
When was the Pimp tank taken out?
I'm not sure.
This has been quite the odd match indeed.
Oh, it looks like we're getting some dinosaur attacks.
Looks like they're getting healed.
Oh, nice.
That would buy the Raptors some time.
7 more minutes.
Looks like the Looks like Energy Explosion was just wrecked. Apparently Jakeem just hit Energy Explosion.
How many characters just moved off the board?
Oh, we just lost Harley. We just lost Harley Quinn, the Fast Forces Penguin, and Night Nurse. So that's another 70 points in Drew's favor. That does comfortably put Drew ahead in the lead, meaning, wait, Mixie's off the field too.
Finally, it looks like we're seeing some action on this board, but it's happening so quickly it's hard to keep up. 5.5 minutes left in the round.
Yeah, I'm not really sure that it's all down to the Raptors versus Jakeem.
Yeah, I'm seeing Jakeem and just the Raptors.
Looks
Where's
like
Serpent Spider-Man?
Serpent Spider-Man is still way over on the other side of the board. And, okay, it looks like Mixie is right next to Jakeem.
Okay. So
there could be an opportunity for this group to recover. If the Raptors went and took out Mixie, it would put Dustin ahead in the lead.
I like to see a dinosaur attack a little floating guy.
It's like you're about to get your wish.
Excellent. Nothing makes me happier than a raptor on attack.
There's that, and there's a Robo Penguin on the field. Okay. Old Lace is going in for the attack.
Nice little spinning die.
And that's going to be a reroll for probability control. And Mixie evades with Super Senses.
Lucky, lucky.
Dustin chain to check to see what just happened did in fact happen. Alright, other Old Lace is going to go in for another attack. And that appears to be a hit and another evasion.
Wow.
Wow, Mixie just is not getting hit today. And the Penguin sidesteps. Jakeem is going to have to go after the other Gertrudes and Old Laces, and so it looks like Drew in fact did take out the Atom as well, putting him at 140.
It's a big round. Sure turned quickly.
I know, a lot of things happen quickly. I guess Drew used double target Energy Explosion.
Whoa.
Alright, Dustin is...
A lot of camera shaking over there.
Dustin's really into it right now. Trying to count squares and figure out logistics. Let's take a look at Gertrude and Old Lace real quick. We'll see what exactly he's up against. So, Gertrude has a 6 movement with stealth and an 8 attack, 17 defense, and a 1 damage. So this isn't going to be taking a lot of. It's not going to be taking. It's not going to be dealing a lot of damage, and Dustin's really going to want to try to keep this alive. It has the Avengers team ability, so its actions don't. They can effectively move around without having their actions taken, or their actions take up their action total.
That's handy.
Yeah, so they're just going to be very vulnerable if Jakeem decides to go after them.
That's time!
And that
is our round at around 140 to 78.
All right, looks like they're finishing out their round right now. Jakeem making final attack.
See what happens here. Oh,
All right, he is choosing to.
Yes, he got 95.
All right, looks like Mixie's going to be retreating back to Jakeem.
All I needed was like literally 2 rounds. Because I don't think there's really anywhere you can run.
you guys are going a little bit longer here.
Yeah, they
Looks
are.
like he's finishing his round.
Indeed it is. They're going to finish the last part.
Yeah, that saw through characters in Henry. Nice. That I could get.
Let's see, it's now Dustin's turn, isn't it? He has one last chance to try to take out Mixie to get ahead in points. So this game is still not away from him.
And then also, I can give him +1 and 1. Yeah, that would be good. And there was many ways I could get it.
Oh, now we're bringing in
looks
the
like
Atom
he is
as a.
spending. He is going to spend points to try to bring in the Atom to take out Mr. Mixie.
See what happens.
At this point, it doesn't matter if he doesn't kill something. He certainly isn't going to win, so he has to pull ahead like this.
Closer than I would have liked.
All right, something needs to happen.
Dusty's trying to figure out what to do right now. It looks like he real boyed in the Atom. One would think he would go to make an attack.
I mean, maybe I should have reserved Neo to finish off. So when you finally KO Peace Machine. But I kind of need to get rid of those drop pods just because they're kind of obnoxious. They would hurt you a lot.
Alright,
Plus, I
let's
would
see
have
what.
turned you up real fast just penetrating you. I know. That's why. I think that was like
Oh, putting another guy on the board. And who's this?
Let's not give it a chance. You know, you could roll crit, blade 6.
Bless you. Let's take a look real quick.
Yeah. So Drew gets last round, right?
So that may not have been scored depending on. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
It's crazy. Once time runs out, these guys go nuts.
Oh my.
Basically, I had him running.
On this one?
Like, my goal was to get that to 15 plus so that I could continually choose invincible.
Oh.
Basically,
Are we finally seeing something?
his team was sort
I
of
don't know. Looks like Hawkman is coming in. It could just be he was real boying in, so the score could be wrong. I'm not sure.
That's free action.
and I had it to where
Alright, well, it looks like Mixie has safely gone away.
literally, I had it to where I still had these 2 call-ins.
This is hard to watch, like the last gasp of a dying man.
Because there was never really a good
Yeah, it certainly is. Waiting for this last round to play its course and trying to just wanted to see who's going to win here.
Well, I had to keep like reading it. He just kept pushing it so hard. But he got that up real quick. Alright, next time.
Alright, and Drew makes the final swing.
So I'm going to do 2 into her, 2 into Adam, just 1.
It's the last one.
What?
Alright,
We're gonna
and
get the final
Drew is
score from the judge now. If you'll give me just a